people in the military taking their own lives. But it's not just the military, it's everyone is dealing with stresses. So I just want to talk momentarily about mental health and encourage everyone that, look, even in our personal lives, whether you're in the military or not, we deal with stresses. Complex situations, maybe bills, maybe children that are doing different things and we don't want them to be doing different things, or maybe it's a spouse, or maybe it's a loved one that's going through some hard times and you're experiencing the same pain. But mental pain is real. It's just as real as physical pain. In fact, arguably, I will tell you firsthand, it's probably more painful than physical pain. I've had a lot of physical injuries. We were comparing notes at lunch. And mental pain is horrible. I've lived with PTSD myself. I've lived it firsthand. I've had to personally seek help myself. I'm not ashamed to say. It's hard. It's painful. And when you're living with it and just I'm dealing with it, you're really not dealing with it. It's killing you on the inside. When you wake up in the morning and say, why am I alive today? Why am I here? What are the why should I take another breath? I've been there. It's sometimes really hard. You have a lot of syndromes of when you think about things that you've seen, things that you've done, maybe mistakes that you've made. Bookend is what I talk about when I'm talking about military and the battlefield. But the other bookend is you can experience the same level of stress, post-traumatic stress, in your own lives, even if you weren't in the military. Depression is real, and depression hurts. And so if you experience that, don't be ashamed of it. Seek help. And if you want to confide in me, I'll help you get help. But I think it's really super important. Don't think of it as don't think of it as something that's not for you. Some of us go to the doctor every year to get our checkups. I do. I go every 6 months. I want to live for a long time. I want to be around for my kids. And I keep everything in check, physically and mentally. And I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. It's okay to ask for help. It really is. And if you're feeling that pain on the inside and you don't know how to deal with it, don't just talk to a buddy. Seek professional help. We have a great insurance plan that covers it. If you need some help pointed in the right direction, you want to confide in somebody, I assure you, anything you tell me will remain in secrecy. But I encourage you to seek help. So, Mike, when it comes to mental health in your profession, I don't know how you do 15,000 jumps, but what about you? I mean, have you dealt any of the challenges?
I think, Phil, everyone that's served in the military, whether it's 1 year, 15 years, or 25 years, or a family member of someone that served in the military, we all have a bit of PTSD. We all have those moments where we're watching the invisible fire. My grandfather was a World War II veteran, and 4 uncles were Vietnam veterans. And I remember those guys sitting around and just kind of staring at this invisible fire, and I couldn't really understand what was going on. But now I find myself staring at that same fire. But again, you have to talk to people. You have to seek help. You know, I thought I could help my buddy, and in the end, I couldn't help him. But now what I do is therapy. So doing things like what we're doing today is therapeutic. It's helping you. It's being there with your veteran family, veteran friends. That's important. We all deal with it. If you tell me you don't deal with it, then you're telling yourself a lie. But if it gets so bad you can't deal with it, seek help. So important.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. It is important, folks. I know what it's like to be crying on the inside and have this iron front. No one knows what's going on, but on the inside you're crumbling. I've been there. I know it. I know the pain. So if you ever have that, if you know someone who's had it, going through it, help them, get them help. And that leads us to, there's a lot of opportunities even here in HPE with some services that are available. I think there's a QR code that Oliver put up, and there's some resources that we have inside the company